To say that Disney is having a rough year, I think would be a bit of an understatement. We've seen massive failures, both in the box office as well as Disney Plus, and now their stock is at a historic low. Just 2 years ago, Disney stock was well over $175 a share. And just a couple of days ago, it dipped below $80 a share. And the only reason why it's back over $80 is because activist investor Nelson Peltz has been breathing down Bob Iger's neck. And now we are getting news that Daredevil Born Again is hitting the reset button after almost half their episodes have been filmed. Imagine going and filming almost half a season and then going, holy shit, this show is bad. There is a reason why in television you go and you film a pilot first and you shop it around the various networks to see who will go and pick it up. Because if your series is bad, nobody is going to want to touch it. But because Disney owns the streaming platform and they basically say, hey, we're going to do a show, they just go and do it. There is no pilot. They just make the entire series and then make tweaks if things aren't working, which means that they end up wasting a colossal amount of time as well as cash, which quite frankly, I don't have much of an issue with because it means that this era of bad television will hopefully come to an end sooner. This is the reason why shows like Ahsoka can be made and have it be complete garbage. There is literally nobody at the studio level that is pushing back against them, with the exception of the audience, which they just simply dismiss by calling them some kind of istophobe. But it looks like this is about to change. Daredevil hits the reset button as Marvel overhauls its TV business. And quite frankly, it's about fucking time. Many of us have said that, well, Disney is going to be the last one in the industry to change, and I think that is the case because I will believe it when I see it. But I do think that there is enough external pressures right now to at least make Disney blink. Now, I'm not going to go through and cover the entire article, just the main things that are relevant. Through it all, the company eschewed the traditional TV making model. It didn't commission pilots, but instead shot entire 150 million plus season of TV on the fly. And this article really does highlights the reason why Disney is failing at making TV shows. It's because they're forgoing the traditional methods of going and making a TV series, like having a showrunner, having a show Bible, having a pilot, because with all those things, it will go and ensure that what you're making is quality entertainment. Well, at the very least, that's what it's supposed to do. And a lot of their shows don't feel like actual TV series. It just feels like content. Content for a streaming service, not to entertain, just merely to exist. It didn't hire showrunners, but instead depended on film executives to run its series. And as Marvel does for its movies, it relied on post-production and reshoots to fix what wasn't working. And this is also part of the reason why these shows end up being so expensive. Because not only do they not have a showrunner with a single vision and a single direction that they're going with, but they're also burning money after post to go and correct things that could have been resolved before they even said cut. This is largely the problem when you just go and throw money at a problem. It just ends up costing you more of it. Even though they remain, along with Star Wars titles, the most watched shows on Disney Plus, Marvel series have recently faced a number of creative challenges and cries of diminishing returns from its critics and audience metrics, causing a major shift at the studio to make TV shows the more traditional way. Which, quite frankly, is what they should have been doing from the start. We're trying to marry the Marvel culture with the traditional television culture, says Brad Winderbaum, Marvel's head of streaming television and animation. It comes down to, how can we tell stories in television that honor what's great about the source material? Well, you can start by going and throwing out intersectional storytelling, allow male characters to have their own agency, make female characters actually flawed and have character development, rather than being planks of wood that are just going and folding their arms. And if anything else, you could just simply go and, I don't know, respect the source material. To a certain extent, I think Disney does know that there is a problem, and it's the reason why in January, Echo is being shit out all at once so they can go and flush it down the toilet as quickly as possible. With Daredevil's New Direction, Marvel hopes to right the ship on a project with sky-high expectations. The show is Marvel's first to feature a hero who has already had a successful series on Netflix, running 3 seasons. And herein lies the crux of the situation. The series was wildly popular on Netflix, and now they're going to bring it to Disney Plus and potentially Disneyfy the character, which is going to be a huge turnoff to the audience, especially those who are fans of the Netflix series. Disney has done huge brand damage to Marvel, and they really do need to hit this Daredevil series out of the park, because all it's gonna do is just make things much, much worse. Anyway, folks, that is my take. What is yours? Has Disney finally learned their lesson? I know for me, I'm gonna believe it when I actually see it, but leave your comment down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you enjoyed this video, I suggest going and checking out my Ahsoka review, which is going to be right here, and I'll catch you next time, folks.